Welcome, everyone. I'm super excited for this week's Shopify Growth School live event. Today, we've been advertising 3 harsh truths about paid ads. I think we gave you actually 7 or 8, so we'll get through as many as we can today, but I brought on Andre. Andre is a senior on our ad team here. He is an expert in all things ads, and so we're going to go through really some things that I wish someone had told me when I started in this industry. The truth is, there's a lot of Pollyanna-ish perspectives when it comes to ads. There's a lot of maybe over reliance on ads to save the business. And so today, my intention is that we're able to have a really straight and honest conversation about what ads can do for you, how awesome it is, but also what are things you just need to know. So yeah, I think I'm delaying it enough, but Andre, welcome. I know you've been on before. Anything you want to share with everyone?
No, that's a very good presentation. I'm just excited to get started and to show everyone the good things that ads can do and how they can help you scale the business. But what do you need to have first to scale? So it's very important. But yeah, we'll get there.
Excellent. Okay, well, we can just dive right in. So truth number 1, this one hurts. Truth number 1 is you will lose money on the first ads you launch. Your first ad dollars are not actually going to be profitable. It is about investing in training the machine. And this isn't unusual. I think in many ways, we have standards that we apply to Facebook ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads that we would not apply to anything else. Think about this. If you hire somebody and they join your team, are they a net ROI positive investment on day one? Usually not. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Andre, what's your take on this? Am I being like too harsh or not harsh enough?
No, and I can give a really practical case and use case. Recently, we had a brand that was investing close to $50 a day. And we usually recommend that the minimum $100 a day in Meta. And they were investing $50. What happened? Since we were investing very little and the pressure is on, you can even spend $1 a day. The pressure is on. And we are investing so little on the platform that the platform is not able to give enough data to the algorithm to optimize and to find that person and that audience that is ready to purchase from you. So we did a pivot. We channeled other resources across the brand, and 7 days ago we started investing $100 a day. What happened in the last 7 days? We had more purchases in 7 days than we did in the whole month previous. Why? Because Meta was able, he had data before, so we had 1 month of data already. So this is the point number 1. And now it was able to fail faster, to push ads to people that are not interested, and Meta with the algorithm now knows, okay, Andre is not interested. Let me try Jordan. Oh, Jordan added to the cart, so let me try people similar to Jordan and push ads to those. And yeah, it will start iterating on multiple people that use the platform, gather, I would say, thousands of KPIs behind the trench lines, and really understanding who is the target persona that usually buys this stuff. So yeah, I think, and we know this, but when we put it to the practice, it's always mind-blowing. We really need the data. We really need to burn through some money at the beginning to find that audience and to start delivering ads to them, and learn fast. That I think is the big takeaway when we start ads, especially. And let me tell this to you guys. This doesn't apply to all brands. Let's imagine that you come to us today and you already advertised on Meta for over 4 years now. You have tens of thousands of purchases on your pixel over those 4 years. So that will not apply to you. But it will apply to you if you are a startup, a business that's starting today, or never advertised on Meta, or you don't have the pixel installed on your website. If you are on those cases, you need to burn some money first to find your audience and to train your algorithm.
There's a lot of concepts in there, but I think everything you shared is super on point, Andre. There's one part of really understand the stage of maturity you're at Today I think we're mostly talking to people who have been advertising, but what we often see is in years 2, 3, even 4 and 5 of running paid ads, whether it's on Google, Facebook, wherever, the learnings compound over time, especially
Exactly.
when you have a disciplined methodology and you do things in a way that sets the machine learning up to succeed. But it is painful getting 0 to 1.
Yes, it's very painful. And I usually say to everyone, and it's hard to believe, but it's a true. If you have the correct setup and you do a good creative testing, so you push ads every month into your campaigns. If you do those two things with the correct setup and you push ads, in 1 year from now you will be in a better position that you are now, because your pixel is seasoned. He knows, he has data now inside, and he's ready to scale your brand. This comes to a point. It's like Meta ads, Google ads, the, those platforms, they amplify what you have. They don't fix your problems, because it's not about the ads. I usually say it's like a trinity: offer, landing page or website in this case, and ads. You need to be with those three to have a good success when you are doing digital marketing. If the offer fails, there is nothing that the landing page or the ads can do for you. If the landing page, you will suffer. So if the offer is good, you always sell. But if the landing page fails, you will suffer a lot to get through. The CPAs will be very high. You probably will not be profitable. So you are seeing some purchases, but you are not profitable. If you have offer and landing page, you are in a very good position. Now you just need to do a correct setup on those platforms, Google, Meta, and push creative into those platforms to start learning and start gathering that data. So yeah, I would say order of importance: offer,
Mm-hmm.
landing pages, and then ads. And there is another good takeaway. I usually say, if you are starting a business today, how many, let's say, shoes, how many shoes did you sold before going into Meta ads? If your answer is zero, first sell your 10 shoes organic, and then go to Meta ads. Because as you push money into the platform and the traffic starts flowing into your website, you will start seeing lots of problems with the website, home pages, landing pages, payment methods, offer even. There is a huge number of things that can be happening aside from ads. So you exclude ads, after they click, there is a number of things. And we live in an environment today that everyone is online. When everyone
Mm-hmm.
is online, everyone is competing against each other. Let's give a good example. So let's imagine I'm looking for shoes, and there is the Jordan shoe company and the Android shoe company.
Ooh.
What happens? The ads are good. Both ads from both companies captured my click, and this is really the job of an ad. It's capture your interest and send you a website or a landing page. So I went to the landing page. Both landing pages are good, very easy to use. So I added to the cart both shoes. But when I was doing the checkout, I noticed that the Jordan shoe company is offering free shipping. So I will pay $5 more on my shoe company than I will pay on Jordan. Guess what? The client will choose Jordans because it's a click away to buy those stuff. Both websites are good. Both websites give credibility. Both capture their interest. So what is the differentiator? Is the free shipping. I'm saying free shipping, that it can be a number of things. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
really
it's just
need
an
to
example.
an example. You need to
Yeah.
study your competitors aside from ads. Ads, it's important, but you really need to lay that offer down and understand why people are choosing them over you. Because if you are new in the market, usually is that the case. You are new, they are choosing them. Why they are not choosing you? Why are you struggling with that conversion? So you have thousands of visits on the website, but why are you not converting? And yeah, I think that's the really truth number one. You need to put some money to start learning and be willing to change things rapidly to adapt to the lack of conversions
Mm-hmm.
or not. Sometimes it's a huge success right off the beginnings.
We've seen it all. We've seen
Exactly.
things that very quickly do take off. And in other cases, it can take time for the machine learning to find a hit, and also for us to adapt the rest of the funnel. So I think you totally preempted truth number 2, which is fabulous. Andre, you're such a holistic marketer in that way. But yeah, truth number 2 is that Meta, Google, TikTok is not going to magic wand away your business problems. And Andre already listed several of them. If your website isn't functional, like if people cannot actually check out on the website, that's a huge problem. The competitive environment and landscape, are you really cutting through the noise? Are you really delivering something that is unique and valuable to your customer? There's so many levers. Email, that could massively impact your ecosystem marketing efficiency ratio, or ROAS. We're using a lot of jargon there, but basically how efficient your overall marketing program is can be heavily dependent on your ability to master email and text messaging. Are you reaching out to those people and helping them complete their sale or come back and purchase more things? The AOV, the price strategy. We could go on and on and on. Andre, you already listed several levers, but are there any other levers that we want to shine a spotlight on?
Yeah, on this case, why are we not magic wanding the problems on your business? That is something that is very hard to hear, but the price of advertising on these platforms, it's getting more expensive every month, every year. 2025 is the most expensive year yet, and guess what? 2026 will be more expensive. What happens when you are in this environment that's getting more expensive? You really need to lay down well your funnel, your full funnel. Some brands, and you see this a lot of on the supplement niche, they lose money acquiring customers. Usually we operate on supplement brands around 1 ROAS or 0.8. So you are just throwing money into Meta and getting customers, but you need to have the next step, the retention step, very well seasoned and worked well to really get money and profit from those clients. Some niches and some business are that way. You are investing in the future, so you need to have your email marketing, you need to have your cross sells and upsells on the checkout in place to increase your AOV. You need to have comeback strategies. So if you see that you are losing some customers, how can you reach them directly and try to bring them back to your company? So this is another thing. And Jordan was saying, I already talked a lot on truth number 1, because in this digital environment, everything is connected. You cannot isolate Meta or Google or TikTok or the website or the email. Everything is connected and everything is contributing to the overall success of your brand. So that's why Meta, you can have very good ads on Meta. If you fail on all those things that I just said, your business will fail.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely see it all, and it's certainly possible to build out some of these things in parallel. But for example, if your product sucks, let's just be super blunt. If you have a really bad product that nobody likes or nobody wants, dumping money into shining a huge spotlight on that product is not going to solve anything. You're probably going to light a bunch of money on fire. Exactly. So I know that's more dramatic, but it's true.
Sometimes you just need to do small pivots, or the way you talk about your product,
or
the way you are trying to position it into the market. Maybe you are trying to solve the wrong problem with the right product. Maybe you need to change the focus of your product. But yeah, and we usually have this discussion with multiple people. Oh, let's talk about let's talk about something on the ad. We need to sell on the ad. No, that's the wrong mindset. You need to capture interest on the ad. I'm doom scrolling on TikTok. Oh, here comes a video that paused me. That's the job of the ads that you are sending to Meta, TikTok. Google is a little bit different, but especially on Meta, on TikTok, you need to come out from the noise. You need to quiet the person down. It's like, okay, this captured my interest. I can pause for 3 seconds to look at this video. This is the first job of an ad. The second job is I need to click to know more. I want to know more about this product. I will click. Selling the product is the job of the website. And here it's a very hard job. Usually CRO is involved to help you increase those conversion rate, and it's very important. So you need to understand this on your mind. Capture interest and clicks, sell is the job of the website. And email as well. So email usually is used a lot in retention.
Totally.
Reach out to those people that already are not buying from you and try to bring them back to the brand with good offers, explaining better, trying to cover some blind spots that you missed with the ads and with the landing page.
Cool. Well, I feel satisfied on truth number 2. Are you ready for truth number 3?
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. I think this is a fun one. So, truth number 3, your business is probably not special. And you must know marketing fundamentals. They do apply to you. And some of them are old as time. Andre, what's your reaction to that one?
Yeah. I mean, nowadays people used to say it's like everything is invented now. And it's kind of that way. I'm not saying that there is one business in a million that is completely new, but for 99.99% of the brands, there is already a solution for your problem in the market. And sometimes you are missing your competitors. I like to give this example. What are your competitors? So let's imagine I have a cinema and you also have another different cinema in my town. And you will say, Andres Cinema is my biggest competitor. I can be your biggest competitor, but the competitors for a cinema is all the entertainment that a person can have instead of going to a movie that can shift my focus to that. Let's say playing video games in my console. That is a competitor to your cinema. Because either I will spend my late afternoon playing those games or I will go to the cinema and see that movie. Netflix is a huge competitor to cinemas. There are lots of indirect competitors that affect your product and your sales. With that said, there is always a solution, and you need to try to once again capture that click, capture that focus to your business, and try to explain why. Sometimes not why you should see the movie in my cinema and not in Jordan's cinema, but why should you not spend your afternoon at home alone, and you should go to the cinema and get other people, hear louds, hear screams, hear people crying with the movie, and get a more immersive experience. See the way that sometimes you need to communicate to differentiate yourself. I might be trying to fight with Jordan, but I should be fighting with Netflix or with a PlayStation 5 or something like that. So you lose a lot of business to those indirect competitors, and you don't even know this.
Yeah, this was really interesting what you said. You're really focusing on the market positioning, understanding, hey, there's a lot of noise happening. Also, be conscientious of where the ads are showing. You are sandwiched in between people's family reunion photos and your best friend from elementary school's political rant. When we're thinking about, where these ads sometimes showcase. And then on TikTok, you are in a sea of all of these different things competing for attention and competing even to solve the same problem. The other way I want to apply this truth is when it comes to the methodologies we use on ads. So this isn't really a deep seminar in how to set up ads or anything like that, but there are some fundamentals that we see very consistently, and it's not just us. We did not invent how to run paid ads. Like, that's just not true. Instead, there are playbooks that work. And where we see the most damage to profitability is often I'm going to say, like, ego that wants to reinvent the entire system from the ground up under the assumption that we're different and we need to micro test every single lever. I don't know if I went too far, Andre, if you agree, disagree.
I think 20% of the things you do 80% of the work, and all that micromanaging, it can do small increments, but it's not what will save your business. If you are unable to get purchases at a profitable level, the problem is on those 20% that do 80% of the work. Usually the problem is on your head. Usually you are not doing a good way communicating, pausing that scroll and capturing the click. And you can see that. It's very easy to see that. If you go to your, let's say, Meta ads or TikTok ads platform, you can break down by the different metrics. The click-through rate is really what says if your ad is a good ad or not. The lower the click-through, if you have a very low click-through rate, I would say 0.5, for example,
Oh yeah,
your
that's
ads are
very
bad.
low. Because I would almost get in here and be like, well, Andre, is that really more important than CPA? But I get what you're saying. When we see these huge outliers, it is a red
Yeah.
flag that we need to be doing better.
Let's imagine you have 5% click-through rate. You are rocking. You are pausing that scroll and getting that click. So people want to see more. But when you go to the conversion rate, you have 1% conversion rate or 0.5. Your website is not selling well enough. It's what the platform is telling you. There is something on your website that is not selling well enough, or there is a disconnect between what ads promised and
Mhm.
what they saw when they
But
landed
it
on
is
your page.
not what I hear you saying. Like, and we kind of covered a lot of this when we talked about all the different levers. What it's not is split testing in 20 campaigns,
No,
different attribution settings, different targeting methods. It
no,
is not that. It
it
is
is not
take
that.
a step back. Is the ad compelling? Yes or no? Is the website doing its job and helping people understand how we're the best solution for them? Yes or no? And is it a pleasurable experience? Is your retention marketing in place? Are you able to, reach out to these people? Yes or no? Is your operations able to fulfill the orders effectively, keep inventory in stock, and
Yeah,
all of those things? Yes or no? It is not probably going to be uncovering some magic button, some easy button within the ad platform. Oh, yeah, there's just this one setting that, what do you know? If we had just turned that on, we'd have a 20 return on ad spend instead of a 0.5. Like, that is just not reality.
yeah, it's not
But
reality.
there is often a desire to try to micromanage those tiny, what you were calling maybe the 80% or the 20% levers instead of addressing the bigger fundamental issues of the business.
Exactly. Go back to the basics. If you do the basics well done, you are having success already. If you fail on the basics, there is no amount of work that you can do outside the basics that can help you succeed. I think that is the big takeaway in one sentence. So yeah,
Awesome.
create the good ads, do the correct setup. We do one way, multiple people do in different ways, but if you follow the fundamentals of trying to be in a broad targeting, helping the machine learning gather that data, it nowadays it will solve that
Yep.
problem for you. You just
Yep.
need to have good ads.
That's right. Cool. I feel satisfied on this. We probably have time for one or two more. Should we proceed?
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Number 4, you alluded to this earlier, but
Yeah.
shiny
Give.
object syndrome will
Yeah.
destroy you. And I use the word destroy very intentionally. This is probably the number one thing I watch founders do that makes their lives very uncomfortable. it's
Yes.
it's difficult because when things are not going the way we want them to go, it is, of course, we have to switch things up. So this isn't me saying, oh, if things aren't working, just keep on doing exactly what you're doing. But it crosses a line frequently into what I would call shiny object syndrome. And rather than mastering any of the levers or tools, we are cycling through thing to thing to thing. The most dangerous thing I see people cycling through are different apps, third party apps, different tools. We're just going to bounce from thing to thing to thing because I'm just going to say it, salespeople at these companies have told me that that's the solution to my problem. And there's a lot of awesome marketing tech tools out there. Like, I'm not against that. We are huge proponents of using AI and all of these things. We spend a lot of effort trying to curate and even create the best tools out there. But ultimately, the shiny object syndrome really just takes us off course and you wind up getting nowhere. And that's what I've said so far is really just about, execution, but it also applies to the machine learning. When we are doing paid ads, it is 100% a data in, results out game. And if we are spreading ourselves too thin, if we're bouncing from platform to platform, from strategy to strategy, the results are not there. Like, what I'm saying is not don't do creative testing. What I'm saying is be mindful about the approach you're doing testing in. And yeah, I mean, there's just so many examples where I've had to have really tough conversations with founders because things were taking their time, but on track and tracking towards the ultimate goal. But then they went in and launched 5 new campaigns, in a frenzy at midnight because they're afraid that they're not going to get the results fast enough. So I've probably said enough there. Is there anything you would add, Andre?
I would say there is two sides of the same coin. It's the shiny object syndrome and the panic mode. So we suffer those even internally with our own anti-sweatshirt brand. Addressing very quickly the panic mode, it's normal to see on ads platforms week-on-week fluctuations. This is very important, guys. Let's say it's a week before holidays. It's normal for you to not sell that much, and that is a very good week. It's like the seasonal months. On the week level, it happens even inside the same month. So don't panic. If it was working for over a year now, that strategy that we are using, if there is some fluctuation week on week, don't panic and start changing everything, because you did well for a year with that strategy. Trust it. Let it run for more 2 or 3 weeks. If over 2 months or 3 months you are having the same issue, okay, now let's revisit. But if over is 1 week a problem, no, let it run for more 2 weeks and let's see. Usually it comes back and it's just fluctuation. Shiny object syndrome. What I see a lot. Your target to this year, 2025, was to grow 30%, and you achieved 35%. Now you are very confident as a founder and as a marketer. Oh my God, we exceeded expectations. Now the target for this year is grow 100%. It's impossible. Don't be overconfident. And what happens is you will set your expectations so high that you will fail for sure. You go 3 months in 2026 and you are not seeing 100% growth. You are seeing 40%. You are even growing more than last year, but it's not enough for your expectations. You are doing very well as a business. So what your ads start spiraling. Oh, there is an agency, or there is a friend of mine that told me, if you do this, you will completely change your business. I'm telling you, there is nothing that you can do that will completely change your business. If you grow with that strategy and you are still growing, trust it. It takes time. Usually what happens when you have a strategy that is working and you completely shift everything, you will destroy the ad account. We saw this happen multiple times before. And
so
then
many times. It is
so
heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking to see, the revenue is already vastly exceeding what the founder was even hoping for. And this is where a phrase, Andre, that we've kind of developed together, I think, don't be greedy, be profitable.
Yeah.
And be really honest with yourself. Do you care more about how everything's going to net out for the year? Or do you care more about getting a dopamine hit this week or today, even this hour, within your numbers? Because those are not the same thing.
The strategy on these ads platforms are evergreen. It's a slow growth. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You are preparing the ads, the landing pages, the email flows for the future. They will start having compounding interest and learnings. If you try to shift things to turn your business over today to tomorrow, you will completely fail. I will not say 100% because it might happen, but I will say 99%.
Yeah.
And we are, like we said on the truth number 3, we are not special, guys. We are usually on the 99%, not that 1% outlier.
Yeah, they do exist, but let's be real.
Yes.
Do you want to build an ads program that is dependent on you being the one in a million unicorn, or do you want to build a program around methodologies that work for most businesses? I would
Yeah.
rather bet on the second.
And the second.
And you know what? You can still work on that 1% moonshot. Like you can
Yes.
still
Exactly.
work on those
Exactly.
things, but don't abandon the fundamentals. I do think it's more heartbreaking when we see somewhere that is generating results, it's super profitable, the business is growing, and then out of greed, really, I'm going to say that that's how I view it. Out of greed of wanting to 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x in a short amount of time,
Yeah.
they completely self sabotage, and the efficiency takes time to recover. It sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks to see, oh, wow, we actually were able to very consistently drive revenue every single week at a very good margin. And now it's going to take a month to turn
Yeah.
things back around because we pushed it too hard, too fast,
Fast.
outside of what the machine learning could really achieve. Um, Slow and steady actually gets the bigger result over the
Exactly.
course of months.
And never forget, and this takes us back once again, everything is connected. You are not advertising alone. On the Meta and on TikTok is easy to forget that. On Google, you see the auction terms and you see that there is people bidding for your keywords. But you are not advertising alone. Sometimes there is 20 brands advertising with you and trying to compete for that ad spot. Maybe it's not possible to grow 100%. Maybe it's not possible with the amount of competitors that are on Google right now advertising for your keywords grow that much. Because what we'll do is it will get CPAs and CPCs, cost per clicks and cost per acquisition, more expensive because there is a lot of people. It's an auction,
Yeah.
even on Meta and on TikTok. You are so who pays $1 to appear here? Who pays $2? If there are 20 people bidding for this, you will pay $100 to appear. We do that on Growth It. We pay more than $100 to appear sometimes because it's a competitive niche. So yeah, be mindful of that. You are not competing alone, and those 20 brands, they also want to grow 100%, so they will trying to dump money on the platforms very fast. You see this on Black Friday. It's the perfect example. Oh my god, it's disgusting because the cost per click sometimes triple, quadruple, 10x the normal CPC for some keywords because everyone is trying to grow at the same time their business so fast. So yeah, slow and steady. And sometimes, and this might be controversial, just opt out of Black Friday. Lower the budget. Grow when your competitors are not there, and lower when everyone is trying to compete. And you will not appear if you don't have the budget. You will lose that bidding. So yeah, sometimes try to rationalize your budget because it's important.
Hmm.
But yeah, I
You
think
touched on
we
so
said
many
enough
different good
for this one.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many things. The last thing I would say, you shared a story earlier about how we were doing too many platforms at once in one project because that's what they wanted to do. We didn't have data, so there wasn't really strong evidence to point in any one direction. But the budgets were far lower than what we typically recommend.
Yes.
And that was stated up front. At a certain point, it just made much more sense to focus. So I think that's another example where it's not quite shiny object syndrome, but it's just spreading yourself too thin. Ultimately, these are machine learning games. And the
Yeah.
higher the volume, the higher the quality of data we can get into a platform, the higher quality the output can be.
Just to end this because it's connected to this one and we can move to the next. Guys, I know we all love AI. We all love ChatGPT, Google View 3 with the videos, Midjourney images. Meta had AI way before
Oh,
that
yeah,
with that
it's crazy.
algorithm that they use to push the ads to you. And TikTok the same. Those algorithms, they are AIs. They think, they understand, they try to nail that target person and understand what is the right time to push the right ad to the right person to get that sale. So yeah, trust the machine, trust the millions of data points they have, and yeah, just slow and steady.
Cool. All right. Well, let's hop to the next one, see how many we can get in. Truth 5, I think this one's a little more fun. We've been a little doomsday, but you do need social proof.
Yeah.
And you should start creating it right now. Like, do not wait don't wait, excuse me, until you are running paid ads. Start on day one. Social proof can include a variety of things. The gold we're going after often are those coveted UGC, user generated videos of people who are fanatics about your product or service and sharing their experience in that video. That is gold. At a certain point on most ad accounts, you'll hit a ceiling of how much more we can scale it and maintaining efficiency until we start to get some of this video content. So it's super important. But social proof could also include things that are a little easier to achieve and do. It could be reviews on your website. It could be a variety of, like, it could just be photos of people with it. It could be if you do partnerships. Yeah, awards. Awards is a great example. If you have any press or anything like that, any newspapers you've been in, big or small, I think it's worth collecting these things and having really just a chest, a treasure chest of these things that you can pull out as you need on the website and the ads, whatever it is.
If you appeared in a podcast, for example, on your niche, talking and explaining your product, also use that at your favor. So, like Jordan said, start gathering and curating that, because that in the future will be a differentiator from your competitors. People love to see logos. When you go into the website and you see that they were featured in some Vogue or some big brands, you are, oh my God, these guys are very credible. They have authority. And that is what we want the customers to feel when they look at your brand. So start gathering, and yeah, slow and steady once again.
Yeah.
If you have one, is way better than having zero. So start getting your first one, second, and there you go.
So true. And, work with your friends and family, use your network. I think that is something that the entrepreneurs I see who are the most successful are willing to ask for these reviews, willing to ask for this type of content early on.
Go for your local newspaper. I would say that. Usually local newspapers, if your brand is from that city, they will do you the press for free just to claim, or your someone from your city, just to say that there is a new brand on the city that is getting a very good product out there. So reach to everyone that you can, and yeah, try to get some press, try to get some reviews, give some products for free, do actions in schools if it applies, do actions in supermarkets, outside. So you need to activate every tool that you have at your disposal, not just ads, to try to help that brand to start growing and go from 0 to 1.
I love that. This turns into a mini PR seminar, but super important in a landscape where AI is taking over, where people don't know what content is real and not real, where the barrier of entry to create a web store and sell products, either through drop shipping or whatever it is, trust is really important. So try to think about how you can demonstrate trust, because there are a lot of not trustworthy brands out there. It's just the unfortunate reality. I mean, in a ridiculous example, my dad bought some instrument off of some sketchy website. It was an oboe, which are usually really expensive, and it was like $80 or something. And what he got in the mail 3 months later was not that. So I see more of these experiences for people potentially happening as content creation requires no humans. It requires no product even. So social proof is really one of the main tools we have to demonstrate that we have something of value, that we have integrity, that we have something worth buying and worth risking putting your credit card in for.
I would say, I would go even further. People buy from people. An ad with a shoe is good. It can be a good ad, but I will tell you, it's better when there is a person with it.
Yeah.
Usually that's the case. That's why UGC nowadays it's used in most ads, and it's a big unlock to scale the account. UGC is user-generated content, guys. If I'm sure you know, but just to be sure, a
Yeah.
disclaimer. So people buy from people. If you go into your website and I can see zero photos of zero people using your product, it's sketchy. I'm telling you right now, it's sketchy. Why there is no one a single person using the product, or with the product in the hand, or with the shoe in the foot, or a video someone using opening the product. And it doesn't need to be a very expensive UGC
Mm.
creator. It can be your mother, your sister, a friend. It can be anyone.
It could be
But
you in
because
some
it
cases.
could be
If we're
you.
just,
It could be you.
yeah,
Exactly.
the founder angle totally works.
Let me tell you, our best ad for a couple of months was our founder video. Our founder on it, dressed with the shirt and showing with the water balloon how the shirt didn't get wet. You can see zero sweat stains, zero water on the shirt. So, and that video was our biggest unlock for, I would say, like 5 or 6 months. It was a long time. So, if you are the founder, get your hands dirty. Go and start generate your first content. Open your own package and try to understand what is the experience and how can you showcase that and what are the problems that it really solves. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Jim for in the middle of winter going
Yes.
outside and like breaking water balloons on himself to create those videos. And luckily for us, they did really well.
They did really well.
Cool.
Awesome.
Okay. I think the next one we've got two more. We really already covered this short-term hacks versus long-term scalability and profitability. Is there anything else you would add?
I think just going to the ads part now. When you are creating ads, they should be evergreen. I'm not saying that you should not do an action for, let's say, Mother's Day, but the ad should be, you need to think about it. Like I said, stop the scroll, gather the link click, and it should be because, especially on Meta, the way the ads work, they are like a page that collects data to that
Right.
page. So the more data an ad has, next year it will be way, way better than it is right now because it has that data inside. It has likes, comments, shares, and people can see that. Those are also like reviews. It's authority for your ad. So do the ad in an evergreen way. For example, say the best present for your mother. That ad it will excel in Mother's Day, but it can run for the whole year. If you say the best present for Mother's Day, you can only use that ad on Mother's Day. See the way you just phrase your ad will totally change if you can run it in a long term or not. And in terms of efficiency, it will not change anything. Guess what? The ad is evergreen. The ad is not selling. The ad is just telling you this is a good present for a mother. Okay, nice. It's Mother's Day. I need a present for my mother. Let me click. Now on the landing page, your banner should be selling Mother's Day. But all the traffic that's coming, it's going to that page and understand that
Yeah.
banner for that occasion. And that banner can change over the year. That's my big, the brands that we have most success, they do this. And one of those brands, it's every season, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, they do everything, guys. It's like 20 actions a year, but the ads are always evergreen. This is a very good product for people that love America. It's very good for the 4th of July, but it can run for the whole year. So yeah, that would be my long-term scale tip. Do evergreen ads that can adapt to both situations.
I love that. That's super tangible and I think easy to execute on. And I love that you're finding the win win. It's not saying don't worry about holidays at all.
No,
You're saying there's a way that you can do it that also might continue to yield results well past that day.
exactly. That's the game. Compounding interest. We
Yeah.
want to gather data and leverage that data over a long period. It's not just pausing. Oh, it's Mother's Day. The ads did very well. Now I pause them. I will only use them in 1 year. And now that those likes, comments, shares, everything is gone, and that helps. When I see an ad with 10,000 likes, oh my god, that's very something is up. People love this. When I see people commenting, oh my god, I just received the product that I bought. Here is a photo. There is a lots of brands with that, with photos of people that saw the ad again, and they just drop the photo there. That is very, very, forget the reviews. That is a review on the ad, so people
Yeah.
will click for sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, we've got one more. I don't think it's that controversial, but we'll see. Truth number 7 is that AI is not going to save you, but it might be able to help you save yourself. We've already covered a lot of this. Like, all the AI tools in the world are not going to solve old school market fit product problems. But AI certainly can be a leg up and really allows us to get 10x out of our own effort when we use it appropriately.
Yes.
Andre, is there anything you'd add?
I think the key word there is tool. AI is a tool. It's like a billboard. It's like Meta. It's like Google. It's like email marketing. It's a tool. You need to use all those tools to succeed, and you need to use AI to succeed as well. But don't go to your company right now. Let me fire my whole marketing team. Let that one guy start using AI, and that will screw your business. What you need to do is, let me see how can I do more using AI, or can I do better using AI. Harness those assets that you have to increase the quality of the work and the output that you put out there. It can be on ads, it can be on landing pages, email marketing, SMS, or even on the logistics
Mm-hmm.
of everything that you do. Use
That's a
AI
huge
to
piece
increase
of
the
it.
quality, to increase all those points that we discussed before, improve them with AI, and not try to replace your current system with AI, because systems with AI, they have one thing in common. They have problems that need a small push from humans to work. Nowadays, they are very good. They do things very fast. When I ask for an headline for an ad, it gives me like 20 headlines, but I need still to be the one to choose the best one with my human mind and try to understand. And that's the trick. It can generate 1,000 ideas, but you need to be the one to nitpick and choose the ones that you want to use and improve them, and then understand the impact they have on your business.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It certainly enables more solopreneurs to be able to thrive and really compete in the marketplace. I totally see that. Where I
Yeah.
see things go wrong, and this is also true of just buying a business. Um, where it goes wrong is thinking you're going to have a tool or purchase some type of business that's going to just print you money. And the reality is, all of these things do require some effort. Now, can we take that effort and minimize it? Can we get done in 40 hours on our own business, maybe in 10? That's certainly possible. But some people might disagree with me, but I don't think we're quite there where we just can have AI automatically run the entire business and have it go well and remain profitable.
Yeah, I think it's like, let you have all the clothes in the world at your disposal, but to dress well, you need to know how to dress or hire an advisor. This is the same with AI. You have all the potential to generate headlines, images, videos, primary texts, but either you know how to do that, or you need an advisor, someone that has the experience to execute on that and to
At
help
least
you
to
put,
set it up.
exactly, to set it up and to do the output, a good output. Because AI, it doesn't know if it is an output for AI. The person that knows if it's a good output or not, it's you, or the person that is handling your ads. So that's the really key to succeed. Now you can, instead of testing 10 ads a month, you can test 30 ads a month, but you still need to understand who are the good ads. It's not a quantity game, it's a quality game.
Yeah, I agree. I think when everyone has access to the same amount of quantity, that no longer is the competitive edge. And that's
Exactly.
not me saying we shouldn't keep testing, but let's be real, like everybody else has the same competitive edge. So you need to find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But I super welcome the AI enthusiasts to check me. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic about it. But this is just what we're seeing boots on the ground right now. Who's really thriving the most in the marketplace? Andre and I focus primarily on e-commerce, but we do work in other industries as well. So do want to put that out there that might be coloring some of our hot takes today. But I know we both have some strategy calls to jump to very soon. Thank you so much for joining me, Andre. I think you really shared a lot of value for our audience today, hopefully allowed people to step into doing paid ads with open eyes, with, just a lot of knowledge about what they can expect and what the main pitfalls are. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, reach out on your comments. We will check them out and answer questions. So have a good one, everyone.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.